It's always about the story.
Right.
It's allowing the story to ask you what it wants, and you're not putting a stencil onto it. You have to sort of have a conversation with the environment you're shooting. You have to sort of you have to sort of negotiate on what it needs and how it wants to be represented. So it's kind of like Tai Chi filmmaking. You have to be sensitive to yourself within the environment you're working in.
So over here we have $2 million, 20 Tupperware boxes, each box has $100,000 in $100 bills. It weighs 44 pounds. Now over here we have $2 million. 40 Tupperware boxes, each box has $50,000 in $50 bills. It weighs 88 pounds.
I feel like I'm in school.
Tell me about it.
We gotta start thinking like professionals. We're in business together. There's not gonna be some cozy reunion. After this job, we're done. We have 3 days to look and move like a team of men. The best thing we have going for us is being who we are.
Why?
Because no one thinks we have the balls to pull this off.
The audiences are important. They're important to me. And I wanted to sort of, this film, the film I made, I wanted the people who I made the film about would be the people who came to the movies to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's very, very important. And also the fact of the matter is that this show, when I was 13 years old, I saw it, called Widows, written by Linda LaPlante. I identified so much with these women. You know, they're being judged by their appearance and deemed not being capable. And I was having the same gaze put on me as a 13-year-old child in London in the 80s. And so therefore, it was one of those things where I wanted to, and what was so interesting about it as well was that it was such an amazing, amazing story. Yeah. And I wanted to share that with a wider, broader public, that's all.
Your casting here, I think, is interesting because the thing that draws these women together, they're all not, you know, we don't meet them like a typical heist film, in other words, you know, where one is the safecracker and one is this, and, you know, every heist film does that. This one's no, they're all coming from different backgrounds, whether it's financial, racial, ethnic.
Sure.
And that is a different twist on this that brings them together.
Yeah, a heist film is a convention. And before there was heist film, there was another convention. And conventions are there to be broken, otherwise we'd be making the same film time and time again, and sometimes people say in Hollywood that's what they do. But for me, it was all about investigating. You know, it's about grief. What was interesting about about that is that you get all of these women from different social backgrounds, different racial backgrounds that come together and make this team, and that's what makes them so solid, that they come from different backgrounds. But actually, what it is, in some ways, it represents America for me, and that's why I very much, you know, I have a big affection for this country, because it's all about people from different kinds of parts of the world who came together and made one. And unfortunately, right now, what we know how things are going, it's some people are trying to pull that apart, pull the fabric of America apart. How can you do that? Because it's almost like shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah. So in some ways, this movie is about that. Is about the whole idea of coming together, that you can make one. And it's similar to how Me Too is happening in some ways. You've got women from all different kinds of backgrounds and ethnic backgrounds who are actually, for the first time, listening to one another and uniting with each other and moving things forward, because they are listening to each other and finding out things about each other. I mean, look, it's not perfect, but they are listening to each other and working together. I wish that would happen with race. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not about them and us. It's about us. If you know, it's about, you know, joining together and saying, you know, if he or she is hurting, I'm hurting. Whoever you are, you know, be it black, be it white, be Asian, be you know, Latino, whatever. I think that's what's happening in the Me Too movement, because all these people from different backgrounds, but they're becoming a force because they're joining together.